Alright, if you're watching this, then you're here for the subject-verb agreement part. This is probably one of the more basic grammar things that I want to look for in class. It's very important. For every English sentence, you need two things, of course. You need a subject and a verb. And so for every English sentence, like for example, I, subject, and go, verb, they need to agree in form based on the number of the subjects and the form of the verb. If you have a plural subject, it's not very difficult. You can just keep the base form of the verb, which is like the infinitive form minus two, the two. For example, they, a collective of people, they go. We, a group of people, we go. Or if I'm referring to you, as in you guys, all of you together, you go. Something like that. For I and you singular, those are also irregular, so they also take the base form of the verb, so we'll ignore them for now. For singular subjects, like he, she, or it, we're referring to one subject, and in that case, the verb needs an S, or some other form that will change the verb slightly in order to agree with the number of the subjects, which is one. So, take for example the sentence, all students go to school. That's of course wrong. We have many students together, so we would need all students go to school. We've got plural subject, so the base form of the verb. If we wanted to talk about a student, then we would need to say a student goes. We're adding something like an S to the end of the verb in order to make it agree with the subject. Most verbs are very easy. For most verbs, you can just add an S to the end of the verb, and that's really all you need to do. For example, on your paper, if you follow along, sit would become sits, eat would become eats, jump would become jumps. Kind of like look, looks. For verbs ending in an O, what we need is to protect the O sound. And if you're only adding an S, that's going to create a problem because the O will become an ah sound, and that ah is very undesirable. So we're going to need to protect the O sound by adding an ES, and the E will serve the purpose of protecting the O sound. So for example, on your paper, go, goes. If it was G-O-S, that would be GOS, which is wrong. G-O-E-S gets that sound, goes, which is what we want. Do, does, sorry, that's kind of an irregular one. Does, of course, though, is much better than D-O-S, which is DOS, which is a sound we don't want. Third one, vetoes, V-E-T-O-E-S. And that's what we want for that one, protecting that O sound. Or another example is this, echo, echoes. For other verbs, these ones end in voiceless sounds. To check if something is a voiced or a voiceless sound, you can put your hand over your neck, the front of your neck. When you talk, you'll feel that your neck is vibrating. That means it's a voiced sound. The voice sound is coming from that part of your body. For voiceless sounds, those exist only in your mouth. Sounds like sh, ch, x, s, and s. And these sounds, these voiceless sounds, cannot go in front of an S. It doesn't make a proper sound. You can't have wishes. It doesn't sound right. So what you need is another syllable, which we will make with an ES. So for example, wish is wishes, pinch, pinches, watch, watches, fix, fixes, buzz, buzzes, and miss, misses. That ES syllable is going to give us the sound that we need to make the verb, have a sound that's correct. The next ending is a verb ending in a consonant plus Y. So a consonant is cham. For that, we want to change the Y. The Y needs to become an IE, and then we'll add our S. So for example, the verb try, that Y needs to be changed to an IE, and then we add the S for tries. On your paper, flies, F-L-I-E-S, defy, D-E-F-I-E-S, and bury, B-U-R-I-E-S. For verbs ending in a vowel plus Y, it's very easy. You can just do the normal, add a single S, no problem, no other changes needed. Pay, pays, play, plays, stay, stays, annoy, annoys. And moving on. For the paragraph below, let's go over the subject-verb agreement mistakes to find them all. The first sentence is, now that I'm in school, my father always asks me to invite new friends over to play. So of course my father is a singular subject, so that verb ask needs to have an S. Asks is what we'll put in. Second sentence, I think he is worried that if I don't invite friends over, then I will have a difficult time in school. Now, he is a singular subject, but he has its verb already. He is. The verb that we're looking for is in something that is not important to study for now. Anyway, for the thing that it's in, I is the subject. I actually takes the base form of the verb, so invite. Next one, he always tried to tell me things like, Danny, you should invite Sydney Morgan to drink tea, or invite some of your classmates for a party. So he tries. Now remember, tries consonant plus Y, so we need to change that Y. T-R-I-E-S. That's what we're looking for. The problem is that I don't get along with Sydney Morgan. I'll let you think about that one for a second. If you said nothing, then you're correct. Nothing wrong with that sentence. They is a really annoying person, and we haven't really talked since 2 years ago. This one could have a couple corrections. Without getting into too much detail, they is an okay way nowadays to refer to a single person when the gender is not important. So in that case, we could say they are. But let's keep it easy for now. Let's assume that Sydney Morgan is a boy or a girl. If you said it's a girl's name, you're right, but in the story that I ripped this from, it is actually a boy, so he is. If you said she is, it's fine. It doesn't really change anything. The point is, he or she are the subjects that take the verb is in that form. But that doesn't stop my dad. Again, fine sentence, no problem here. He offered to write invitations and to go into town to pick up treats for guests. Again, yeah, he offers. Nice, easy, just adding an S. The truth is, I enjoys time with Dad, so I never consider inviting people over. There we go. I takes the base form, so I enjoy. Next paragraph. My father were a kind man who usually talk a bit more than he should. Father were, if you see something like that, that apostrophe re is a shortening for something are. So my father are is what's being said here, which is of course wrong. So it should be father is fathers. There we go. And also he talks. There we go. I'm sorry if you can hear the police siren in the background. Next one. Sometimes on days where not many customers come through, I catches my dad talking a bit too much until it gets to a point where the customers becomes uncomfortable. First one. So customer come is a problem. We need customers come. It cannot be customer comes because we've got not many. So not many is implying that there's more than one customer. So customers come. And then I catch my dad. And the last one, there are two fixes to the last one. Customers becomes is wrong. You could fix it either with customers become, if you're talking about as a collective throughout the entire day, all of the customers having a similar behavior, that's fine. Or you could do customer becomes if the focus is on each individual customer one at a time. It does not matter in this case, but it must be one of those two. Customers becomes is definitely wrong. Last one. Even though he are a bit talkative, person all agree that he's a very friendly man. He, singular subject, so that's the to be verb, which is irregular. He is. And then person all agree. Person is one person, so it would have to be agrees, but we've got that all there, so it's implying more than one person. So we're locked into people, is what we have to say. Cool. So that's subject-verb agreement. I hope it's not too difficult. If you like, there are other videos for different grammar points. You can check them out.